Have you ever had that moment where you didn't realize you went through something, or you went through like a few years or months of going through something, but you didn't realize it until maybe after the fact? I went to go visit my godmother a few weeks ago. What I mean by visit, unfortunately, she passed away in August 2019. But I couldn't help but look at the date, and it hit me and dawned on me that this is where everything started. This is when a lot of things started going downhill without me even recognizing it until 4 years, 5 years later. And I was quite shocked. In 2019, I lost my godmother very quickly. In 2020, at the end of 2019, I almost lost my sister. 2020, of course, COVID hit. We all remember that. And then I got into a car accident 1 month after purchasing my car. Um, I ended a 6 year relationship, an 11-year friendship, career change. I was threatened bodily harm at my job. I've went back to school twice, started a new career in the midst of all of that. And it took me a minute to take a step back and also acknowledge the fact that I was not well. There was moments of depression and anxiety, and of course now I have PTSD because of what has happened at my job and so on and so forth. But anyone that's going through something right now, there's gonna come a time when you there's gonna come a time when you take a step back and you really look at how far you've come. And you may not even feel it right now, and your back may be against that wall. I can do this. And your back may be against the wall, but at the end of the day, there's so much great things that could come out of it. And I look back and I realize that I have a lot of great things. I'm now in a healthy relationship. My business is growing. I'm a lot more healthier mentally than I was before. I understand that I have a resilience that's strong like a motherfucker because I've been able to go through everything and just kind of deal with it as it comes, which makes me proud to know that all the work that I've done, all the self-improvement, all the growth, all the healing, all the maintenance of taking care of myself did not fall just for nothing. I didn't just do it for nothing. It actually worked because throughout that time, I didn't realize that I was going through a tough time. Am I treating great? I didn't realize that I was. I just kept saying, all right, we got this. God's got me. The universe got me. I got nothing to worry about. Your ancestors has my back. Let's keep going. Let's keep growing. Let's keep pushing. I want you to know that there's a part where you're going to be so proud of you. In fact, I'm proud of you right now for even taking a chance to watch this. Trust me, I don't cry on any of my videos. It's just me reflecting while I'm making it. This is real. This is real shit. And I ain't about the bullshit. I'm all about authenticity. So if this is part of it, this is part of it. If God wants me to show this, that means God wants you to maybe let it out too. I have no idea. But if you're going through a difficult time right now, just lean in your faith. And I'm not even saying God. If you're not religious, that's cool. What I'm saying is lean in your faith within yourself, lean in your faith within your spirituality, with your ancestors. Just don't stop thinking that you are not worthy, that you can't have what you would like in this world. And don't stop thinking that it's not in your reach. Don't think that it's impossible. Because hey, impossible does have, to me, two words in that, which is I'm possible. And at the end of the day, when all the dust settles, one of the things that you can always just take a step back and look. And I think this is why also for me, and I'm going to give you a few tips that's helped me throughout the 4 years or 5 years or so, get through all of the stuff that I've had to take in and unpack and let go. But I just want to leave you with this before I get into the tips, that anything that you want is yours. Even in the difficult moments, even when you feel like, again, your back is against the wall and you can't budge or move, and you just feel as if it's so overwhelming, and you feel like you just want to give up and just go in a cocoon and do absolutely nothing. I, for one, can admit there was parts of me that moved to vices just to cope. And of course, those vices don't do anything. It's avoidance. So I very quickly said, this is not going to work. AJ, this ain't it. Just understand that you're worthy. Acknowledge the fact that this is going on, or these things are going on, and allow yourself to work through it. So the few steps that did help me in this moment, these last like almost 5 years or so, because I got to see the other end of it around like 2023. And I want to say March 1st, 2023 to be exact. Not only is it my mom's birthday, but that was the day that I also met my partner. And that's when things started to really, really shift. And I started to see like a huge like up on that specific day. But I will say this, the few things that has helped me the absolute most. I'm a religious person to a degree, you could say. I mean, I don't go to church every Sunday. I have church here in my home, but because my peace is my sanctuary, and I feel like growing up, church is, meant to be peaceful. That's what I got from it. So I made sure that my home was always peaceful. I pray every morning. I have conversations with God. I journal every day. I do miss some days, but usually if I miss them, it's because I verbally journal, where I just say everything out loud. And nothing better than hearing yourself say stuff out loud, and you hear that back, you're like, ooh, that's pretty, nope, we ain't doing that. I meditate. I don't meditate as often as I used to, and that's me being honest, but I tend to just like sit in silence for 10 minutes, which is my form of meditation. That works for me. And I take a lot of deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, sigh it out. That's like on automatic, helps me through a lot of stressful moments. I took up reading within the last like 2 years, like heavily. I think I've read well over like 30 books, approximately. And I think I'm about to hit like 35 by the end of the year, maybe more. I went from reading at all, not at all, like zero, to reading one book every like 3 months. The first year I started, and then reading one book a month, and now I'm up to like 2 books a month. Just gradually moving my way up in reading has been. I personally use audiobooks and I read along. It helps me, and because I like to take notes of whatever I'm reading. Another thing is like prioritizing my rest and prioritizing my sleep. Look, let me tell you, have you ever tried to function on no sleep? It ain't fun. Alright? So when you're functioning on actual proper rest, like to be fair with you, last night I took a magnesium, rubbed my feet together, had a nice shower, had a cup of tea. I woke up this morning to my alarm confused because I felt like I just fell asleep 5 minutes ago, but it was about 7.5 hours. That's just what I just religiously make sure that I get good quality rest. And I talk now. What I mean by I talk is, if things are not right with me, instead of me keeping it in and having it completely just submerge my entire body, I talk up. When certain people, obviously, my key people, my A1s, when they ask me like, oh, how are you really doing? I tell them, hey, yo, I'm not well, but you know what? I'm gonna make it. Like, I'm honest about it so they know where I'm at. It also sparks a dialogue for it to reciprocate if they feel like they need me to just be there for them to speak. I feel like the generation before us, they didn't really feel like they could speak about their feelings, and I refuse to do that because, no offense to them, I do see a bit of what the damage has caused with them not talking up and not feeling seen and heard, and I refuse to allow myself to feel that way. So it's important for us to speak up to our A1s. And if you feel like you can't talk to your A1s, like get some A1s that you can lean on. If you feel like you don't got that, at the end of the day, you got God, you got your ancestors, you got the universe. Talk, speak, they're there. These resources are there. those are the main pillars that's helped me. And of course, exercise. And I haven't done that as much, but right now I'm heavily into walking. I love it. I have no idea why, but it's I like a good audio book and just walking around. Like it works for me. Um, and one thing I've learned within the last 5 years is like how important it is for me to meet myself where I'm at and give myself a ton of grace versus holding like guilt in for not doing X, Y, and Z the way I used to. And now just being in, all right, you're here right now. This is where we are. What can we do at this point? How can we still grow and be where we are? So that's pretty much all I got. I'm so sorry that I shed some tears, but I'm not at the same time. And now I'm congested, but it's the way I felt and realizing that it's not even just so much, it's not tears of sadness. Those were tears of proudness, to be honest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did the damn thing. So I hope that sometimes you allow yourself to take a reflect, not in a way where you're going back in the past, but just a way where you're taking a list of where you are and what you've overcome. Because sometimes when we're growing, we don't take a step back to reflect, because part of reflecting is rewiring. So maybe in that moment of reflections, you could rewire your thoughts to think and move differently moving forward. Because part of growth, I'll leave you with this, part of growth, what I learned is you can't move or grow being in the same position you are right now. You have to be willing to outgrow who you are then. And we're all growing beings. I'm still growing. You know what I mean? As much as the growth I've done within the last 5 years, I'm still growing. So I hope that this video helped you to some degree. And as always, y'all, walk with peace, walk with love.